What's going on, everybody? It's Austin Holloman, your favorite daily IRL streamer YouTuber. We are still in Dallas, Texas. And no, I have not missed a flight or anything like that. But, sorry, I've been reading questions. I don't know why people are saying I posted my, I posted my barber shop and my barber license that are both expired. They've been expired. And they're like, oh, be careful, don't post your address. And I'm like, dude, it's a barbershop license. If you guys have been following me, you guys know I got rid of my barbershop 3 months after I left the States. If you're worried about my safety, they can go read the barber, they can go to the location and I won't be there and nobody I know will be there. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know. And people like don't post a barber license number. Barber licenses, a barber license is public information. Like it's supposed to be visible to the public at the barbershop. It's not like I posted my driver's license or my social security. That'd be different. Or my passport number. Now, so we have another World Star post. Somebody left in my comments. I was like, oh, they posted me a World Star. That's the third time since Peru, since I got here actually in the States. So pretty much once a week. When I first got here, the interview with the Peruvian girl, yeah, they're gonna pull up at the shop thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go get him. He's not there. I don't even live here. The Peruvian girl was on there when I first got here. Then the second week here, I went on Kendra G's show. Then they put that on there. And that one made World Star because of how she reacted. Because really, you guys seen I was very calm. I really didn't say much on her show. So I guess it made it because of how she went off afterwards. They just put up another video. So I'm assuming they have somebody that is watching my content. I'm assuming that they like my content because the first two videos are, just videos. Now this third one is, hold on, let me hold this. This third one is me approaching, well, I guess not even approaching. I don't even know why I spoke because we know how this shit was gonna go. But we were doing it for the stream. You guys know if I wasn't a YouTuber, I would have just locked myself. You guys see I didn't cut my hair until today. Thank you, Love W, for the $5 on congrats on the 100K. Much love. Thank you. I didn't cut my hair until today, and I feel a lot better and a lot more confident with my haircut. Doesn't mean anything, and I know that. So I was feeling, today I was driving. When I went to go cut Major's hair, I was driving. I'm smoking a cigar while I'm driving. I got the windows down. I'm feeling like a damn, because I'm like, oh, I'm no haircut in 3 weeks. I'm feeling good. But I didn't, nor did I see too many chicks either. But I'm not gonna, I'm about to leave in hours. I'm not about to disappoint myself and fuck up my ego. You know what I mean? Because really that's what it boiled. If you stay here, because that's what happened to me when I was originally living here. Um, you work on yourself, get your money right, get your body right, get your mind right. You think you the shit, and then you go out with the confidence, and the confidence with the games and the culture and the way how people talk, it'll feel like you didn't do any self improvement. So if it wasn't for you guys and this whole social experiment, number one, I probably wouldn't have came back. And number two, if I did come back, I would have been locked. I'd have been like a dad. Like I'd have just been, you know, hanging out with family. Somebody said that, oh, this is not good, you being on World Star. Listen, I upload these videos. I'm aware when these videos are being recorded. We're about to leave, but I'm not going to do it while I'm on live. We're going back to South America for a little bit, and then we're going to go to Turkey. But I'm aware that I upload these videos. Now, here's the reason why I say America is toxic. And I'm going to keep it short because I'm going to say this is going to be its own live stream whenever I get back to South America. World Star is like, I think everybody knows what World Star is, but like, I think it was its biggest when I was like in middle school. Like, um, but they just report. When I was in middle school, we knew them for fights. Like every time there'd be a fight, they would put it on World Star. Now I think they do like O'Shea Duke Jackson type of content where they catch something that's, trending, and then they just post it. Now, somebody said, oh, it's not good you're on World Star. I'm not even going to cover that topic. But the reason I said that America is toxic, have you guys noticed? Look at the content that I had for the past year. Let's say the past 15 months since after the Brazil situation, since then to now, because that's when I started to be like, okay, I got to start showing the country off. I got to start showing people what I do more on a daily basis. It can't be all about women. And it got to a point where we were in when we were in Peru, we're shooting like documentary style content of Machu Picchu. We're trying the foods. We eating rats. We talking to nice hostess at the restaurants that say I look like our brother. Who do, you know, and we go from there back to, oh, let's go kick it at the nightlife in Dallas, which I knew was gonna be bullshit. But I'm thinking I'd have been around the world. I knew it wasn't gonna be different, but I'm like, maybe it'll be different now. We go kick it in Dallas, and just a bunch of dudes. 70% dudes in the room. Yeah, I am supplementing. I do. I got it. My mental right now is perfect. Like I'm super focused on work. I'm very strict now about saving money. I've always saved money, but I'm very strict. I'm very strict about investing, which I was already doing that. But it's right now, it's very, very focused. Like I'm very focused on what I'm doing and elevating my channel. Now, no, I'm not a Virgo. Now, we come back, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not gay or nothing, so we're gonna try to talk to women. New first day back in the city, like any other man, where the women at? You want to meet some women, have a good time. Yeah, that I was looking for the wrong thing, but I knew that. So if you guys remember when I was on my mom's porch, I said one day, I think I'm just going to get these papers, do these live streams, and come up with some talking points. But knowing myself, I have too much energy to sit down in the house. So we go around, and I'm like, this is a social experiment. Let's just approach more people in the United States, in Texas, in Dallas, which is in the United States. Let's approach more people. And like you said, it's basically a reconfirmation where it was like, these people are really rude. These people really don't want to be fucked with. When I get back to Latin America, when I get there, I have to immediately start socializing. No, it's not my fucking thought process. I have to immediately start socializing and snap back. I have to snap back into where I was at because people are saying, and I even seen women in the comments on that short video where I asked the girl what her name was. She said none of your business. And a lot of there's like 50%, maybe 40% people like, you're just lame, you have no game, typical shit. And then the other people are like, even if she's not interested, the response is just rude. Okay, Osazua. I mean, it is what it is. But when we get back to Latin America, we'll do some more comparisons. I'm not a red pill content guy. I mean, the stuff I talk about is can be seen as red pill content, but you guys have heard me say I don't know how MTR does it. Coach Greg Adams just sit around and just talk about how fucked up America is when it comes to the culture. I'm very well aware. If you want to call me red pill aware, I'm very aware. But my mental cannot handle that. And I've said that. You guys always have heard me say, I don't ever want to go back there. I don't ever want to go back there. You know, it's I could see I could see myself if I stayed here long enough. Cause really the only thing, hey, R. Jenkins, I've been doing that for the past year. I haven't compared American women to like I stopped doing that after the whole Brazil situation. And you guys know this is a cursed land, right? This is a cursed land. Will I ever forgive American women? Not my problem. It's not my problem. I'm not living here. So I don't need to forgive them. I don't have to deal with them. But here's my thing. Me, I started off my YouTube channel talking about first video on TikTok about how good it was to be in in Brazil and what my experience was like. Really wasn't talking about American women. And I started getting some clapback from them with the whole green card, all that, right? So I started clapping. At the time I was into debating. I was in the States. I was living daily to compare. I started clapping back. Then I took that same mentality with me. Instead of me just going to Brazil and saying, hey, you don't have to, if you don't like where you at, come over here. I said that, but I would also add a comparison. You know, those bitches in America, you ain't got to deal with those fat, rude. Look at how nice and fit she is. And that is the toxic curse of America that I brought with me. And because of that, look at what happened. You know, you have, which I don't know why, but you have a chick in Brazil that's upset. I could say something crazy, but I'm not. But she's upset, and she put me in a state of danger, jeopardize, you know, what I have. And I said to myself, who was I? I was either saying it to myself or I was telling somebody. Meaning I was either thinking or I was thinking somebody. I was either thinking of telling somebody or telling y'all this. If I stay in America long enough, I would be jeopardizing everything. Like all the work I've done on social media and all the guys that I've helped find out about the rest of the world, I would be jeopardizing it. You know, because look at the type of content. Sure, we have some days we went and hung out at the cigar lounge, you know, hung out with dudes I know and stuff. But whenever I try to do female, you know, female content, you know, want to, hey, let's go see what the nightlife is like. I have nothing positive to say. This ain't got shit to do with being humble. This really don't. But I have nothing positive to say. So, what happens when you only spill out negativity? You don't get a positive result. So, this is part of the reason why when dudes are like travel to other states, you know, go to Houston, go to Austin, go to Lubbock, you know, go to Minnesota. Man, fuck that. You know why? Because if I get the same result, first of all, I am going to get the same result. I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been spoiled by the rest of the world. So if I get the same result, all I'm going to do is go around the rest of the country complaining. So guess what? What will that bring to the channel? Nothing. We already know how fucked up it is to date here, how bad the food is, how expensive it is. I don't need to do that anymore. And I've said this many, many months ago. I don't need to do that. When I woke up this morning, I had euphoria because I knew it was my last day in the United States. And I thought to myself, it's really time to close this chapter of my life. The United States is a chapter in my life that has come to a close. I put up a tweet where I said, whenever I have kids, they'll never come here. And I said that last year in Kenya, where I said, my kids will never see the United States with my help. They can do whatever they want when they get older, but I will never take them there. If that means they don't get to see their family on the other side, so be it. But I wouldn't put them in the situation to feel the way how I do, because I don't think it's going to get better by then, you know, by the next 10 years. Most of these travelers, like Zoom to Thailand, Zoe to Barber, you notice that they go back, right? You notice I never came back. You know, I have a family here. I have a lot of people I didn't get to see that wanted to see me. I didn't even get to see my grandmother, a few of the uncles. I have a lot of people I didn't get to see, but I didn't come back. I didn't miss them enough to feel like this. Well, I don't feel like that anymore. I'm done now. We're about to go. But the past couple of days, how I've been feeling, I didn't I didn't miss that. They go back because they have kids here. Honestly, my kids would have to come see me. I buy them a plane ticket. If I had kids, they would have to come see me. Why not bring my kids to Kenya for vacation? Who doesn't want to do that? He said you don't want to come back to your family. Didn't say that. Do you remember when my mother came to Nicaragua to see me? It's not that I don't want to see them. I just don't want to see them where they're at. You know, when I met some of my friends, like the guy in the comments that's always here, his name is Ace Fast. Um, him and a few other people here have tried to get me out, which they did. But I couldn't enjoy myself because it's not because of them. It's because where I was at. Now, did I have a good time with them? Yes. Did I have as good of a time as I would have if we would have been anywhere else but here? No. If I would have met Ace Fast and the Fearless Travels, him and his wife, if I would have met them in the DR, we had a good time with those people. But they were. Did you guys know? Did you guys see any smiles from me while I was here? Unless if I was laughing about how crazy of a situation I was just in. The only time I smiled was when I was laughing about I don't want any new friends. And I'm like, wow, that's a sad life. Did you see how much complaining I did while I was here? Did you see my energy while I was here? Did I clip the Y girl? Yeah, that one's gonna be going up in the morning. Let's lock in for the energy. Now compare my energy to where I was just at in Lima. When I was in Lima, I was laughing and smiling about random stuff. Stuff that really, when I was here in Texas, when people would crack jokes, I really didn't laugh. It's not that I didn't think the joke was funny. It's just my mind was not at peace because I don't have the same freedom that I do in other places. Some of the things that I've said out of anger or out of frustration. Listen, bitch, I'm gonna put you out since you keep saying stupid shit. Like, I don't even say stuff like that to people in the comments. But I'm on a short fuse, you know. And some of the things I've said out of frustration and anger and a lack of peace has led me to say things that I would have never said. You remember when we were outside of the Sonic with my mom and my mom was going off in my ear? And I said what I said I would do to the employee if he did what my mom said he would do. I haven't said anything like that since I left. The thoughts that I have when I'm here are a lot more violent than they are there. Like I don't think about fighting or I don't think about, you know, bad things. But when I was here, what was I thinking? Exactly that. Now you guys know that I have, well, I'm not even going to talk about that. You guys remember whenever the guy pressed me in Cartagena and he got on Razor Razors Live the other day? And I told him like, hey, if you were here in Texas, I would have shot you for, legally I would have used deadly force on you because I could do that because of the situation you put me in. Do you think if I would have got on that stream when I was in Peru, I would have told him that? I wouldn't have told him that. I probably wouldn't even have gone on there, but I wouldn't have told him that. This place is not the place. No, Anonymous, it really wasn't a bad response. It really wasn't. At least right now, I feel that way. Maybe when I'm on a different soil, I'll think it was a bad response. But I would have paid it no mind. Now, when I see problems in the United States when I'm in another country, I'm like, oh, I don't have to deal with it anymore. And now that I see the difference on how few negative thoughts I had abroad versus now, I can understand maybe why there's so many road rage shootings, you know? Because maybe I'm not the only person that this place has that short fuse in your mind. You know, if I said I was gonna do what I was gonna do to the Sonic driver, the Sonic guy, what about the people that have been feeling like that for 2 years? You know, motherfuckers was saying like, "Oh, you know, you're only having such a good experience because you're on you're a tourist there." The people in the other places are happier in general. I never felt like smoking somebody abroad, is what Bless already said. Exactly. When I would have issues overseas, I never thought like I could just crack his damn head open. Like I didn't have those thoughts. But here, somebody pisses you off, that goes through your mind. It goes through your mind like, man, like I could really do some damage to them. I don't think this is really not the place to be for me. If it is for you, if you get along with the people here just fine, enjoy it. Yes, my body and mind was happier in East Africa, and I've been thinking about going back there all day today. I've been thinking about when I was in Tanzania and Kenya. The IRL streams would be off the chain there, and the thing is, there would be no drama. There would be no drama. So, that being said, you guys, this chapter of my life is done. Whenever I get my birth certificate back in Paraguay, I will keep it. And the next time I want to get residency in a new country, I will mail it to the United States, and we would do it just like that. I will not be coming back to do it again. There's no need for me to come back. There's no need. It's actually not pronounced Tanzania. If you talk to people from Tanzania, they pronounce it Tanzania. Love W says sent $5 for height in the States versus to abroad women. What do you mean? Yeah, I do need to get a passport. A passport card is very worth it. I was talking about that yesterday. So, yeah, well, the thing is, the Kenyan, maybe, I don't know. I don't know about the Kenyan. Some dudes don't like the African chicks, some don't. I like them. I love them, actually. That's why I was there for that amount of time I was there. I couldn't get enough. But all this drama that we have here is not something I could deal with permanently. Can I deal with it? I mean, honestly, my Brazil experience was great, but it would have been better. Good night, Breeze 2423. Global entry, I haven't found use of that. The only place I've seen a global entry sign was in the United States. I have not seen it in Africa, Asia. Maybe, I mean, maybe it's because I wasn't looking for it, but I've only seen it here. You really don't, the countries I've been to, you don't need all that, let me skip the line shit. You don't need that. The longest I've waited in line outside the United States in an airport was like at the check-in counter for 10 minutes. Now, when I was in Miami going to Medellin, there was a line so long we would have missed the flight. Global entry isn't for real. Yeah, yeah, they need to rename that shit because I haven't seen it all in the globe. So this will be my last live stream in Texas. One day we will have to come back, possibly for whatever reason. I don't know what reason that would be, but it'll be a maximum of 4 days. Don't ask me to travel to nowhere else. I don't listen. I won't be going anywhere else in the United States. I really won't. There's no need. I've found places around the world, many places, that suit my needs. And I don't need to look here. What is here? What is here for me? What is my dream place to be? I've already been to my dream places, but Brazil is my #1 dream spot. But there's no place on earth that I haven't been that's like my dream place. Like Turkey I'm excited to go there, but I never have like dreamed of being in Turkey. Now maybe when I get there, it'll turn into a dream. Just like Uruguay turned into a dream. I loved Uruguay when I was there. But the type of message and the type of content and the type of culture that's here is not suitable long term for me. And I knew that. And I've been reminded of that by returning. I'm glad that my family understands that because they do. I was spending time with my family while I was here. And I'm pretty sure if you would have asked any of them, it seemed like I was daydreaming the entire time. So if you decide to expatriate outside the United States, don't come back. If you feel, and listen, if you like it, if you get along with the people here, I'm not talking to your ass. If you feel the way how I do, don't come back. I got all my business handled. I got all new debit cards that I needed, which I didn't have to come back to get that. I got my credit card back. I got my paperwork. There's no need to come back. At least not often. I hate to say I'm not going to come back because I have family here that does love me. I have friends here that do love me. But honestly, I just need to get rich so I can bring them to me. I can fly 10 people to me. That sounds a lot better. How about Hawaii? I'm not going there either. Deuces of growth. I saw your comment, man. I haven't been able to sleep. Um, and I went to bed early, so it's not that my sleep schedule is off. I just am so excited. This has been the best day of the trip. Mentally. Mentally. Like when I was hanging out with Fearless and his wife, the entire time I'm thinking, I wonder am I killing their vibe? I wonder am I killing their vibe? You know, I wonder can they feel that I'm not 100% present? That's not a good feeling. Trust me, it's not. Now we still have a video of you guys remember what happened between my mother and I on the patio. For people that saw the entire interaction, you saw the entire interaction. For people that have only seen the clip, well, if you believe it, believe it. If you believe it, believe it. But you guys know who I am. And you guys know I'm 100% authentic at all times. But you guys also know that I don't worry about things that I can't control. But I will say this what I said that day did not need to be said. I'm not apologizing. It did not need to be said. I didn't ask for the situation to happen. But just remember, I'm a real person, and this is reality. So, what you see happen on a daily basis happens with real life. I was just with my mother earlier, you know, cut Major's hair, me and my mom, no problems. It's family. I don't hate anybody, especially not my mother. Do some things happen that I don't like? Yes. Do we have arguments? Yes. Just like you and everybody else on the fucking planet. But again, for people that saw the entire interaction, you guys, for the most, I don't think there was anybody in that live stream that was pretty much against me. Andrew, trust me, I've thought about that. Things will be solved before that ever happens. Issues will be solved. But, well, here's the thing we didn't make up Wi-Fi. There was no makeup, just family. Families do that, you know? The difference is you guys just see my entire life for the most part, not everything. You only see what I show you, but I'm an influencer. You know, I'm on the internet. You know, I have a following. So you guys just see that. And like many older dudes have said, Austin Holloman is maturing before the camera, as you guys have seen in the past 2 years. You've done the same shit, most likely, that I've done. You've said the same shit that I've done, that I've said. The difference is I have the courage and the I wanted to be criticized for it. My life is online. I chose this life. You didn't, but I did. And that's what comes with it. And I know that. You know, I've had people, Black Mind, thank you. And I appreciate the video you did about that. Thank you. Because, you know, you got people like you that understand, and then you have another side that wants to, and it's only gonna get worse for me, right? Because I just hit 100,000 subs. So now more and more people are gonna be, the bigger you are, the bigger a target you are. And I don't mind being a target, you know. I don't mind. That's what comes with it, you know. Everybody that's doing something is a target, especially if they're doing it publicly. Especially if they're doing it on the internet in today's age. Martin Luther King was a damn target. Martin Luther King was a target. And he promoted nonviolent protests, you know? But one thing you guys do know that I like to do is to not be a unicorn. Or I shouldn't even say that. I don't like to be a leprechaun. I don't like to just only talk about Vince hit $5 on 100,000 subs. Keep being who you are. Thank you very much. Yes, always. I'm not saying a target like somebody wants to kill me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying a target because people want your spot or they're envious and they want to take your spot. Whether if anybody likes it or not, this channel is going to hit 1,000,000 subs, you know, whether if you like it or not. So make sure you watch. But I don't like to just show positive things. I like to show life. You know, I've had so-called close friends before tell me like, you know, this YouTube could do this could do that. They're fucking nobodies. But this YouTube could do this, it could do that. You need to find a different job. You need to do this. They have no experience to tell me that shit. So if you're one of those people, please shut the hell up. Thank you. Yeah, I cut my hair today. It's in the video from earlier. Now, let me tell you what I will do. I will continue to do what I'm doing, just in another country. You know? So, I took some notes from being here in the States on things that work with the content, that bring in more subscribers. And we will replicate those things and replicate what we were doing in Uruguay and Chile and Peru. We're going to continue to replicate. Majority of my subscribers are the United States, and I think number 2 is Kenya. I had to check again. But we're going to continue to replicate. We're not going to stop none of this shit. Message will never change. Yeah, YouTube can get rid of somebody in the blink of an eye, but the content that I've been doing the past year, they're not going to get rid of somebody for walking around eating rats and talking to people on the street. But I don't think I'm gonna go sleep at all until I get on a plane, which means I'll probably be up a full 24 hours. But but it is what it is. I can't sleep. I seen you choking up on a big brown. Oh, this motherfucker got spiders. I don't like spiders. But we have a number of haters, and I get informed about this stuff all the time. We got a number of haters that are old enough to be my parents, that watch my every move and they want to see me do something that can get rid of me. Since I've been in Dallas, I think I've gotten about 5,000 subscribers. I think I got about 5,000, almost 6 now, because we're about to hit 101,000. That's almost 1,000 subscribers in one day. Like around this time yesterday, we hit 100,000. We got about 700 today. So even with the hate that's coming with it, we will continue to push the content. There's plenty of IRL streams from Peru and Colombia and Dallas that will be chopped, and you will be seeing things come about. But just listen. Yeah, exactly. He said like DC born simp. Yeah. But just listen to how much drama came about. Like how he got on the live stream and said what he said. Like, do you see what's been happening since we got back? It might taper off when you leave. It may. It may not. Who knows? But I know I'm going to put in the work. For the next 30 days will be a test run. One day we will do skydiving, yes. Thank you, Black Mike. Yeah, we probably do have more subs than we think. But yeah, I really don't have, that's all I wanted to say about the United States being toxic. That was like the quickest 55 minutes to go by. But it is what it is, man. We know what the United States is like. We know what it's always going to be like. It ain't nothing we can do. But I can just continue to show you your options around the world. Not to brag, little brother, but I'm making 97,000 right now in the United States. It's definitely toxic here, low vibrations, but I'm leaning towards the peace of mind. It's hard to take that pay cut, though, especially in my field. I took the pay cut. I took it. I took the pay cut. I took a guaranteed pay cut. It wasn't. There's no income when you're an entrepreneur, really anybody, but especially an entrepreneur, that's guaranteed. But I had a clientele I had been cutting for 3 years, and it was pretty much solidified at that point. But I took the pay cut because the peace is more important. You see, I got a damn bump right here. I haven't had any bumps since I left the States. I'm back. Now I'm breaking out. No matter what's happened, I've never really had any issues since I left the States. I come back to the same shit. You can find toxicity in any country. Believe that. No shit. No shit. Every place in the world has issues. But which issues are worth dealing with? Which ones are worth your peace of mind? I found toxicity everywhere. I found toxicity in Colombia. You heard me complain about it. Am I in Colombia? You know, well, we're not gonna talk about Cali, but the other cities had toxic issues. I'm not there. I'm not there. Places where the issues, if there's issues that I'm not willing to deal with, I'm not there. It's that simple. Alan S.A. Filipina says, one of the most genius YouTube videos you made was when you level up in the United States, it gets worse with women. I have a $115,000 car, $800,000 in houses, and 80 to 100K, and cannot get a date anywhere. Going to Thailand. I would agree. I would agree. Appreciate the super chat. I mean, that video is called the sad truth of becoming a high value man. And I have, even Steph is Cole told me he goes back from time to time to listen to that video. There's nothing you could do. If you feel like, if you're having a good time, if you're getting along with the people just fine here, I'm glad. But if you feel like me, don't waste your time. There's other places in the world that appreciate you, that will treat you the best that you've been treated. And if that's you, leave and don't come back. Black Mind says, be careful in the airport, Austin. Haters will try to stop you. Check your email for a tip. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not worried about that part, though, but I will check my email. And about that sad part about becoming a high-value male, if you think about it, some people would have said that I was high value back then. I'm not going to give my personal opinion on who I thought I was. But according to standards, isn't that what I've done the past 18 months? Come back to the same shit. So the video still stands true. There's nothing you could do. You notice the haters, they have two lies they say. Oh, well, maybe it's you doing this wrong, you ain't got no game, this and that. And then they double back and say, well, all the cities in the United States ain't the same. So which one is it? Is it me or is it what the city I'm at? You need to pick one because you can't have both. Because if I'm the problem, it doesn't matter what city I go to. If the city's the problem, then why did you say I was the problem at first? You just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, is what I want to tell those people. So you resort to you're the problem. Just finished watching that stream of you meeting the fine hostess at the restaurant in Peru. She's such a breath of fresh air. If she was available for you, Austin, would you lock it down? Absolutely. Yes, I would. Either one of them. Imagine you working hard and acquiring wealth just to get a mid with a bad attitude in the USA. Just do it for yourself at this point. Absolutely. Do it for yourself and take your talents elsewhere. That's what works for me, and I know it's what worked for a lot of other people that I've met outside of the States. If you have no problem here, good. Stay. Why move to another country where there's extreme corruption and you might have to learn another language? Why? When you can stay here where you are having a good time. If you're having a good time, this content is useless for you. You go to the post office or a passport agency. I went to an agency. I didn't get my passport from the post office. I went to an agency because they do it faster. But like I said, I got my debit cards, my driver's license, and my paperwork. The trip was a success for that. Oh, what country to go to? Mm, Brazil. Like I always say, number one, Brazil or Kenya, if you're black. Yeah, Tina, I know it's not all women in the States. I know that for sure. And I always leave room for that because I have some good women from the States that I've met. I've told stories about them too. I give a fair assessment, but it's not worth it. It's not worth looking for it. It's not like the way how I feel right now with that. It's not worth dealing with it for so long and then you find somebody that's like, okay, this is an 80% good person. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But then again, it's always better to move abroad anyway. No, this is a cigar. I haven't smoked weed. I wouldn't be able to do a live stream and smoke weed. No, you can marry as many women as you want in some countries. But we don't talk about this. This is not a end goal channel. This shit has no ending plan to it. There's no ending plan to my life. We're not going from country to country looking for a damn pot of gold. We're just going from country to country. I know where I want to stay at, but some places I figured out along the way from going to other places. Like we said before, Brazil was the place that I wanted to die in Brazil. But then I figured out, oh, I could live forever in 7 other countries I found. So we're gonna keep going. I am a nomad. I always talk about I'm gonna stay at one place for a while, but that's not the stage of life I'm at right now. Anyway, it's been 1 hour. Bathroom break. I'll be right back. Now, anyway, now that I'm leaving, when I was hugging my brother goodbye, my older brother that y'all met, he wanted to hang out with me, but we weren't able to meet. If I would have knew I would have been up this late, I would have met with him still. But I didn't know I was gonna be up this late. Um, it does, it does have an impact on me emotionally when I'm looking at my family like, wow, like I'm really doing this. Well, I'm past that. I'm really doing this part, but like, this is really what it is. Like, I'm really around the world alone. My family is here. What about whenever I have kids and I don't want to bring them back? You know, I know I said that they're not going to meet the family if they don't come see them, but this is a really big decision to make, you know, to move to another country and call somewhere else home. So, because your family's not going to see you. I'm going to tell you that right now. Your family's not going to come see you. I know some dudes that have been expats and they've been gone 15 years and their family has not came to visit them. I'm not saying all your family, but don't expect to see more than 3 people. Seeing you and Floyd win in Poland helped me through some dark times. Proud of you, Austin. God bless you and be safe. Proceed with caution as you win. Thank you, Crown of Enlightenment. I'm glad we inspire men like you as well. But like, what about the day that I die? Like, where will I be at? Where will I be at? Yeah, Ty, we on the way out. I got your text too. I appreciate it. Austin, a few questions here. Did a lot of women in Peru look good and speak English pretty fair? English in Peru, I would tell you no. There's a lot of people that do speak English, but a lot of women that I was meeting did speak English actually. So yeah, if you don't know Spanish, you'll have a hard time, but it won't be impossible. There are women in Peru that speak English, a good amount of them, because they have a good amount of foreigners that go there already. It's a big, because of Machu Picchu and the food, I think Peru is already a big tourism hub. Is the cost of living reasonable? Very reasonable. For what you would pay for a 1 bedroom in Texas, you would be living like a king in Peru, in Lima. And I'm pretty sure even cheaper elsewhere. The meals will be, you can find meals there for like $6, full meals for $6 compared to what you would pay 25 for here. How safe did you feel during your visit? I didn't feel in danger not one time. Any scams or negative hustling? No. Thank you for the super chat. Peru was it was pretty good. But yeah, it is a leap of faith that I took 18 months ago. Me coming back did not make me want to reverse any decisions I've made. But please follow along the journey because I'm doing this for people that are thinking about doing it, that are younger than me, that want to do it, or that are older than me that want to do it. You know, I had a dude at the gym the other day, and he's older than me. I know he was. Probably not too much older, but he's older than me. And he told me him and his friends look up to me when they watch my content. It's people that are older than me. So this content is not, and you guys have seen people calling on a live stream say, this content is not for nothing. This is helping a lot of people. I did apply for that plaque too. It takes 10 days, they said, for them to review your channel, and it takes like 3 weeks for them to send it. Only thing is, man, I know that plaque is gonna weigh several pounds. Like I don't really want to carry that. I guess I could put it in my carry-on bag. Well, actually, no, I couldn't because the plaque is like that big. But the more and more I do this, the more and more people approach me here in Dallas and throughout the world that tell me that how much and how deeply they've been affected by watching videos that I put up. It means a lot. And it whatever hate I get, it doesn't make me want to stop at all. Hey, hashtag, you don't need to keep posting that, man. That's a defeatist mindset. But yeah, I think that's it for right now. I don't really have many other things to say. He keeps posting that shit about short women, or whatever the hell he said. My mom is 5'2", and both of her kids are 5'11" and up. Hell, my younger brother is like 3 or 4 inches taller than me. My dad is shorter than me, and all his kids are taller than him. So I don't think that's the case. People hate. I don't know why. It might be out of envy. But that's not my problem. It's not my problem. But anyway, yeah, really, I gotta go back to Kenya, man. They have a service culture there. I can live in Kenya. I can have a woman come over, cook and clean the house for $200 a month. Like that's typical in East Africa. When I was in Kenya, they had me in a commercial. I was a damn celebrity in Nairobi. There was nowhere I couldn't go in Nairobi without somebody recognizing me, like local Kenyans. And the United States might not be the number one place for you to elevate your career. It might not be. Tina Turner said when she was in when she was in Europe, that she was bigger than she was in the United States, but she was from the United States. I'm telling you, I'm big. I'm the biggest in Kenya. I'm bigger in Kenya than I am here in my home country. Doesn't mean something's wrong with the people here. It's just your calling could be somewhere else, and that's why you travel. I have a huge friend circle in East Africa as a whole. That's in between Uganda. That's in between Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Endless content. And that's even for American women. It's not just for men, but because Tina Turner is an American woman. But find out where your calling is at. You create a product. If nobody buys it, you improve it. If nobody still buys it, switch your market. Like, I don't think I had one real hater that stalked me in Kenya. You always have haters, but I don't think I had a stalker hater in Kenya. You know, in Brazil, I did. You know, motherfucker got me put on the news. You know, you had local Americans living in Salvador, fucking lowlifes that are haters. And they got a mental illness too. I'm gonna diagnose them with something when I come up with a name for it. Yeah, that means somebody at World Star is watching my videos. Because that's the third time in 3 weeks. My first cigar was a PDM, a Connecticut shade. That's a good for a beginner, or a Brick House Connecticut shade. Yeah, I'm gonna diagnose them with a mental illness. Anytime you're two-faced, you got a mental illness. Call it double agent syndrome. Anyway, you guys, you know, we got some double agent syndrome that's been in my inner circle at one point. You need to give advice to brothers planning to go to places like Thailand and expect to be met by brothers with love and open arms. It's better to stay to yourself and not get into those friend groups. 100%. There's a lot of black men that have been to Thailand, that live in Thailand, that frequent Thailand, that are not your friends. They're not your friends. If you go to Thailand, like he said, have a small circle of friends. Do not join any expat groups, because more than likely you won't need them. Do not join any expat groups, and trust nobody. If you go to Tanzania, a lot of the Americans there are not your friends. They're not. If you want to find Americans that will actually be your friends, go to a place where there's not a lot of us. You know, I met some Americans in Chile. I met some Americans in, I wouldn't even say Peru. I met some Americans in Kenya. There's a lot of us there, but I didn't have any issues there, or at least that I don't know of. You know, just be careful what expats you trust. Vulcan has sent $20 on a super chat. Thank you very much. Be careful of who you trust whenever you go to these places. Everybody is not your friend. Now, I'm not gonna do shit. I don't have no interest. I don't have double agent syndrome. I don't have double agent syndrome. I don't have that. DAS. I don't have that. Listen, somebody brought up Mark Meets Africa. Listen to his videos. Listen to the interview I did with Mark Meets Africa. And look at what he said his fellow American citizens did to him in Tanzania. Be careful who you associate with outside of the United States. A lot of these people have moved to these places and they don't have any money and they will do whatever to survive. I'm gonna make that a short. More people need to hear that. Yes, they're leeches. That's the perfect way to describe them. Hey, hashtag, I'm gonna ban you if you keep saying that shit. Especially the women. Yeah, the women will fuck you over quick abroad. The American women, yes. But yeah, you guys, I really don't have much else to say. I just had to say that my final thoughts while I'm here, because I won't be able to do a live tomorrow. Y'all had to watch a clip made from some of the live streams. Hell yeah, I was dry the entire time I was here. I didn't even go on a damn date. But it was the same shit I was going through before when I was here. Damn. I gotta quit smoking those cigars down so far. That shit makes you lightheaded. Yes, I am feeling the semen retention benefits. Yeah. I'm gonna limit how much sex I have when I leave this motherfucker. Because my mind is focused. Fuck you. Yeah, my whole mindset has changed since I've been back, man. We leaving. We're leaving. We're gonna get back to Austin, to previous Austin. I gotta go to sleep. At least for 2 hours. But yeah, you guys, I appreciate the donations and the super chats. You guys will see me in Latin America when I get back on live. I love you guys. I